All right, 8th graders, we have reached the 7th and final day of our VEXcode VR Parts 2 and 3 activities. As you can see on the screen, we are going to make sure that our conclusion questions are all answered, that we have our essential questions completely answered. We've checked through all of the must-do and should-do work to make sure that's all completed, and then ultimately we are going to submit our design notebook. So at this point, let's pause the video and open up your design notebook. All right, our design notebook is open, ready to go. As we go through this, we are going to double check to make sure everything's done. Anything that has a blue background, again, remember that's the must-do activities. Things with the orange backgrounds are things that ultimately you should have done. And then anything with the pink is if you really kind of understand it and you want to go above and beyond. We should have responses in kind of the boxes that have a pink background as well. All right, so as we scroll through here, we see our essential questions. We should have answers to all of these questions over here on the right-hand side. How can expanding vocabulary help you make you smarter? Why are control statements important to computer programs? What are some environmental factors that sensors react to? And how does a Boolean expression help with coding certain programs? At any point in this video, if you have things that you still need to do, pause the video, do that work, and then you can come back to the video after you've completed each of those steps. So please pause the video as you need. Okay, we should have all goals done, so a goal for every day that we've had class, and that does include today. So day number 7, make sure you have a goal written down. What's something that you would like to accomplish or learn today? Then as we scroll down, we see day 1 was vocabulary. You should have a definition for input. You should have a definition for output, sensor, reaction, control, elapse, Boolean expression, and detect. Those are the terms that you should have definitions for. And then each day, make sure you have your summary. What's something you learned? What's something that you accomplished? Okay. Day 2, we should have clicked on this link to see the different sensors that our robot has. And then we labeled the pictures. So 1 through 8, what were the different sensors and parts of these VEX VR robots? And then, as we got to some coding on day 2, we should be checking these boxes off, showing that we have completed each step. And then the big thing as we check our notebooks today is to make sure when you see a pencil that you have answers to those questions. So what does the robot do? How far did the robot go? Those are 2 questions that you need to make sure you have answers to those questions in these boxes. Okay, so we see a lot of pencils from day 2 in terms of answering questions. You should also double check for the screenshots. Whenever you see the little camera icon down here in the lower right-hand corner, that means that you need to have a screenshot of the code that you created for that as well. So double check those to make sure that you have those screenshots. If not, go back and find those in your VR program. Okay, so we scroll down, we just double check all the pencils, all the screenshots, make sure that all of our activities are done. So scroll through each day. I'm just going to go quickly. Scroll through each day, make sure you have those answers. And the summaries every day as well, don't forget those. And then lastly, we get to our last day, day number 7, where we have some conclusion questions. And you need to write answers to these questions, explain your responses in detail, and aspire to answer in complete sentences. It's good, it's professional, it just helps answer those questions well. Okay, what was your biggest challenge working on these activities, and how did you overcome that challenge? Make sure to answer both of those questions. What was one example of success that you experienced when creating your different computer programs? What's another example of success? This is a should-answer question. You don't have to, but you should be able to come up with 2 examples. So one example of how you were successful here, another example here. Which mini challenge in this unit was your favorite and why? So of all the things that you did, which one was your favorite? Which of the playgrounds is your favorite? So in that VEXcode VR program, which of the playgrounds do you like kind of using and exploring the best, and why? And then an aspire to answer question, what is conditional logic? Now my suggestion is that you actually look up this term to see what it is. Don't just copy and paste an answer, but how does that relate then to what we've been doing, conditional logic? And then do one last daily summary. What was something you learned from answering these conclusions and going through this design notebook? What did you complete today? And then that is the end of day 7 and the end of this project. So get everything finished up, submit this design notebook when you're done, and if you have any questions, please reach out to your teacher and ask. Good luck, and get your design notebook finished up and submitted.